Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on Let's Talk Resident Evil. I'm Anthony.
And I'm John.
And today we're going to be talking about weapons in Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, or Resident Evil 3 for a remake. So tonight's video is going to be about the original weapons. We're going to go through some of them here. We have a list of all the ones that appeared in Resident Evil 3, and we're going to talk about how they could potentially work in the remake, or maybe just get cut all together. So
yeah, kind of just give like an evaluation on which weapons we're excited to see the most and which weapons we think won't make it.
Right.
And we'll be going over the defensive weapons as well.
Yeah. And we the first thing we have here for the original weapons is the handgun, which is the M92F, and Carlos has the SIG Pro SP 2009. So Jill, this handgun, we already talked about this earlier, is already in Resident Evil 2 remake. So it's already in there. So obviously this is Jill's handgun, so I expect her to have it from the start, at least for her starting weapon. You know, usually with this gun, I mean, at least how it was in RE3, like it was powerful, but like it seemed like obviously like if you had enhanced ammo, there was a significant difference in how the handgun, works, especially once you get the the second D-Eagle, which is the ammo drops and stuff, which we'll probably talk about too, because some of these weapons on the list are specifically Nemesis drops. But her default handgun is just what she has from the start when she jumps out of her apartment building that's on fire. So, and as far as like keeping this the same as it is in Resident Evil 2, it's probably going to be the same, ideally. If they just recycle it, they might just take that over. Unless they make it look different, they probably will give it like a STARS logo or something like that.
Yeah, I think that the handguns are a shoo-in to just be like what they've always been.
Right.
I don't really think that they're going to shake that formula up too much. I am interested to see if they'll bring over some customizable parts like they have in Remake.
Right, like add-ons and stuff, because that's a big thing, is what we were talking about too, is you can add on to the grenade launcher, you can add on to the shotgun, or, extended barrels, scopes, stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
lasers. There was laser sights, extended clips, extended barrels, silencers.
We expect all of that stuff to return with the weapons we're talking about here.
Yes.
And Carlos has the SIG Pro, which they might just give him a whole nother handgun, or they might give him the M4A1 again, which, I mean, that's not what he has on the cover, but, I don't know, like that could change, you know what I mean, from what we've seen. But the handgun itself is like a main staple because Jill has her signature handgun, and it looks badass. I love it. I love how it looks. I've seen airsoft guns too with like the exact model, and I'm like, I want that. I fucking want that because it looks so badass.
It does.
I love Jill's handgun.
And then we have the Eagle.
The
STI Eagle.
My favorite. That's my favorite handgun in RE3. I love the Eagle.
I think it's one of the best handguns in the game.
Headshot, man.
In Resident Evil
gives you headshots too.
Yep.
Like it's fucking fast. And when you do the Desert Eagle specifically, you get the roll. Like she rolls and then flips on her knees, and like I think that's a specific movement she has with that D-Eagle. Like she just gets these tactical fucking rolls out of nowhere that I only ever see when we use the D-Eagle in Resident Evil 3. So that would, I mean, obviously that's for the camera angle perspective, but now they'll just make it a pretty badass handgun. But this is also the first ammo drop that you get from Nemesis, or not ammo drop, weapon part. So you get part A and B to make the D-Eagle. So if they do bring this back in some way, or some reward system for Nemesis and killing him, I expect this D-Eagle to be there. I definitely wouldn't want to see it get cut. I would like this one at least to get. You can change the handguns on me, but like the D-Eagle, I would like to see, like big time.
I think that the Desert Eagle would probably, in my opinion, I think it's most likely going to be like a weapon that you pick up halfway through the game that replaces the handgun that you have in the beginning.
Because you can literally leave with it out of the police station if you killed him both times.
Yeah.
So you can have it within the first 15 minutes.
Like, how do you feel about it being a replacement gun? Like, when you get the Eagle, you can leave your Beretta behind.
I do like that. I think like replacing it over that one, cause especially if it's not going to be as powerful. I think they can even add like a cool scope to the D-Eagle, because it looks like it has one on there, which is why she's able to get the headshots, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I
that'd
think
be kind of cool if you could do that.
Definitely take advantage of that,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's what my other question to you is, what do you think about them cutting the D-Eagle and adding the parts that make the D-Eagle just to your Beretta as upgradable finds?
I actually wouldn't be opposed to that. I actually like that idea a lot.
Because that way we don't lose a weapon, but we also keep the same weapon.
Right, and then when you add it, it's like called something else. Like it's called like
Yeah.
M92F custom or something like that. Like I would like that as long as it's able to get some good headshots. Because these zombies, especially on hardcore, they're gonna keep fucking coming, dude. Like
it's actually more effective to dismember them than it is to actually shoot them in the head.
And that's one thing that we learned in RE2 is like how to deal with that wave of like, okay, sometimes it's easier just to like make the zombie crawl on the floor for like ever and have them just kind of lunge versus like shooting them in the head a million times and they're still getting up. And maybe the D-Eagle will be a better counteract to that. But yeah, no, I like that idea. I think that would be cool where it's like maybe if they do get rid of it, they add more to the handgun parts or just add even more gun parts than RE2. Because if you're like exploring more in the city, why wouldn't you be able to gain access to more?
Well, I think every single weapon in Resident Evil 2 Remake has weapon parts.
I was going to say, yeah.
Every handgun does.
Right. The shotgun.
The shotguns do. The machine gun does. The Magnum does. The spark shot has the battery.
Yeah.
The extra
Right.
thing.
Yeah, so it has more of a charge.
So I would actually be, honestly, like, I think that they're just going to keep one of each weapon type and put parts in instead of putting a bunch of different like we probably won't get the shotgun and the
M37
the M37
Western.
Yeah, we probably will just get the shotgun and then like you can add parts to it to get that gun
or like we were saying earlier, I'd even take a Hydra too.
Yeah,
if you wanted to put in a Hydra because
added a Hydra.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
It's my favorite weapon from Resident Evil 5.
Yeah,
it's the only one I like using.
Yeah,
it's
that thing's
cool.
fucking awesome, man. Well, we're still talking about handguns or eagles, but the next weapon is the Magnum, the one that you find
Magnum
in the police station, in the Stars room locker. That'd be cool. Obviously, we know what the weapons locker looks like. So the real question is, the first time you go in there, what's going to be there? Is it going to be random every time we play? Maybe not. I feel like the randomization aspect of it might not be there this time around. They could add that, but I feel like now how they're taking a more modern approach, they might just be like, all right, you're going to get the grenade launcher back there or you're going to get the Magnum, and then it might just be, something that you get later on. If they kept that randomization, I wouldn't complain.
I wouldn't mind it.
I just don't see them doing it for some reason. I just see them making like another approach to it. But I don't know. I just that's kind of how I feel about that. Like I think like they might just have the Magnum or the grenade launcher up on the wall behind that door. But I feel like that door with the cage that's locked where Chris's letter was in there, I feel like you can't gain access to that right away. It depends on how long we're staying in the police station, though. If we're supposed to be in and out of the police station as quick as it was in original 3, then they'll have it up on the wall, and maybe we could just go in and grab it. But you remember you had to actually unlock the locker.
Yeah, you had to go get the dongle.
Right, and maybe there'll be another file in there or something like that for Jill or something like left behind. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but we'll see. I'm
trying to think. Where do you get that dongle from?
The USB?
The badge.
The badge?
Where is that from?
That was in...
You get it... Where do you get it from? You get it from, I can't remember. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But I wonder if the badge that's on Jill's hip will be that USB dongle.
Yeah.
Maybe she already has it.
Right.
Maybe that's just something she has, and there's a cutscene in the Stars room instead of you just walking in.
Right.
Like when you walk in, like she walks in, and that's when you hear Carlos over the radio.
Because I feel like it's her... So, like... Star's office, like, that's their office.
It's their office.
Ideally, they should have access to everything right away. Like, why would they have to go... Like, I understand why Leon would have to go somewhere else entirely to get something for that room.
Yeah.
But it's like, Jill should have that stuff unless someone completely took away all the key cards, all the keys, and threw them out. So, ideally, she should be able to walk in there, scan her fucking ID card, or whatever the fuck she has, or what she'll have in this game, and just get the weapons that she wants. You know what I mean? But, obviously adding a randomization factor with Nemesis around was one of the charms of the original Resident Evil 3. Because sometimes you open the locker, you're like, oh shit, I got the grenade launcher right now. The next couple encounters are going to be easy. But if it's just one weapon and you expect that every single time, then you're like, okay, now I have an exact strategy. Like with Resident Evil 3, if you get the Magnum, you have 6 rounds and you literally don't get Magnum ammo until like the park. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get, unless you make Magnum ammo. If you make Magnum ammo, you can craft it. But, like, it's harder to come by. Like grenade rounds, you can make a lot more easier than Magnum rounds, and the Magnum rounds that actually are dropped around the original Resident Evil 3 were very few and far between. So whether or not you get the grenade launcher or the Magnum right away, you know, that can play, or again, they can just keep it to one set weapon that's in there. But I'm curious to see how they go about that, to be honest.
Yeah, and I just remembered the Stars badge is found in the box, the bejeweled box.
Oh,
you put the little red jewel in.
Right,
it's like a multi-part puzzle. You have to get the statue, the book, then get the rod, then take the jewel.
Right.
I wonder whose Stars badge it is. You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's definitely That's actually a really cool concept.
That'd be cool if Brad dies and you have to use his. Like he has one.
Yeah.
And you got to pick it up from his body.
Instead of like the identification card.
Yeah.
They have those badges. Or maybe it was just a special replica badge that they had for the USBs.
Yeah. Right.
Because it does look a little different than what she's wearing on
Because,
her hip.
you know, it's 1998 and they got, you know, USB drives or, you know.
Well, the military had them. But
right.
I still have trouble believing that.
Give me a Stars floppy disk.
Yeah, I still have trouble believing a 1998 police station would have USB.
Right.
If the military was just like getting it.
Yeah, right. You know, whatever.
But game has to game.
Yeah.
And it sure was cool.
I fucked with it. Yeah.
I didn't have any problem with it.
I thought it was cool. The shotgun is the next thing on the list, which, I mean, shotgun is shotgun.
It's going to be in the game.
It's going to be in the game.
It's
going to have an attachment, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Yeah, maybe the attachment is that you get a kit to cut the barrel, and that's how you get the shorter shotgun.
Yeah, right. Because, again, leading back to what we said about the M92F, if they did weapons to do the deagle, they can just add something to make, get a sawed-off shotgun or something like that. That'd be really cool. The assault rifle, this is where, because, we know there's going to be an assisted mode, and we know there's going to be normal and hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
You all know what we're playing first.
Hardcore.
I don't got to fucking say it. We're going to be playing hardcore, and this game, I know on normal or easy, it's not going to give you the assault rifle. It's just not going to, and if it does, holy shit. Because doesn't assisted do auto? I never played on assisted, but does it do auto?
Assisted has an auto aim that allows you to kind of clip in, or what's the word I'm looking for? Snap in. It lets you snap near vital points, but it's very inconsistent in my opinion. It actually makes me worse at the game because I'm trying to aim for the head and it keeps locking onto their chest.
That's kind of annoying.
It puts it in the worst possible position in my.
Is it easy? My question is it easy to move the reticule when you're snapped, or does it just keep aiming down at their chest?
It likes to keep snapping back, but it will let you move it.
Okay, but I feel like that's janky though, because it's always trying to go to the chest, and you're trying to move it, and it's like moving you. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I hope that the easy mode isn't as easy, and if there's a machine gun that you can get, either make it harder to get.
I'm okay with the machine gun just being an unlockable when you beat the game.
Yeah, or if they do weapon parts too. Yeah, because we know Carlos is going to have one in his segment, so he's going to have either the SIG Pro or he's going to have the M4A1, and hopefully you can choose auto and manual, because that was kind of dope. Because we all know Carlos
just bake it in. Where if you hold the button, it's automatic. And if you just tap it, it'll be burst fire.
Right, I like that. I do like the fact that Carlos is always on. He's always on. I think he's on manual.
Yeah.
He goes. Yeah. When he's in the restaurant,
you can change it.
Yeah.
But the NPC's always on manual.
Right. Yeah, NPCs are always on there. Yeah.
And you kind of do that with Claire's Uzi, or not Uzi, but Claire's M11.
Right.
What was it? M11.
I think it was M11. Yeah. Or
I don't remember. Ingram.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, her machine gun is you can kind of tap it and just go do instead of
Right. So it might be just
it might just be automatically baked in.
Yeah.
Which I'm cool with.
Yeah, I'm cool with.
I'd be even cool with you finding it later in the game, because if the enemies are going to be as bullet spongy as they are in Remake 2,
which
that's a really good technique to be able to get rid of zombies, because there's a lot of zombies in Resident Evil 3.
Yeah, and
there's a lot of tight corridors.
The city is open, so you got alleys and whatever the fuck. So it's man, it's gonna be, you're gonna have to conserve ammo too, and that's the big thing too. It's we have all these weapons, but they might even be harder to even get ammo for a lot of this stuff, especially on hardcore. You know what I mean?
I mean, in Resident Evil 2 Remake, there was a couple times where we got really low on ammo.
Yeah.
And with Resident Evil 3, if Nemesis doesn't go down for very long and you can't down him, he just gets down temporarily, and if he's always on you, you're going to be shooting at him a lot.
Yeah, or you might have to run.
Or you might have to run.
Yeah,
That's
depending
why
on
I'm
your
hoping for the
situation.
smoke grenades, because I really want to see some type of way to fight him without fighting him.
Right.
You know, one way to counteract him. Like,
yeah.
if there's a rocket launcher, I really am pulling for smoke grenades.
Yeah.
I hope there's going to be smoke.
I hope so too. The M37 Western Custom, we already kind of talked about that, but that is the gun part that you get from Nemesis. The 2 different parts that you get for the Western. And yeah, I think they might kind of like, have that as an access to that shotgun, or maybe an add-on, or keep it. But I wouldn't mind it being cut if they replace it with something else. I do think it's badass the way Jill wields that fucking thing, because it literally, like, she flips it to fucking reload each shot, which is badass. I mean, that thing is awesome.
Yeah.
But
are you against them just being unlockables?
I don't think I'm against them being unlocked. I mean, I think it's one of those things where if they add that element, because I'm curious, because if they add any kind of Nemesis drop, I like that concept of like earning that, because you are technically unlocking it for that playthrough. But I would say I would like them to keep the unlockables like the Gatling gun, the rocket launcher, like infinite ammo assault rifle, stuff like that. Because in the original, that stuff was like you had to earn it to get it. So like, I guess the main question is like, do I want to see most of these behind unlockables for where you have to like complete the game or do certain things under a certain amount of time, or just kill Nemesis for them if Nemesis still has some kind of reward system I don't know why I said system so weird. System so weird with that, but so they might have it to where it's going to be one of those things where some people brought up in the comments, like, he could drop key cards, or he can drop something where it's like a little bit more practical. I don't know. I guess I'm just so used to that. I would like to still see that, and that's why I'm kind of hanging on, like I'm kind of clinging on to that idea. But I honestly, let's just say they said, fuck it, Nemesis drops nothing. I wouldn't mind them being unlockables, to answer that question. I really wouldn't mind it. Like, I would be kind of cool if we did get something for Nemesis, even if it's not weapons, if it's something, but I wouldn't be too, hurt about it,
Yeah, because my thing, there's a couple different reasons, in my opinion. I obviously love the original Resident Evil 3.
Right.
There's 12 weapons. There's 1 character. I mean, unless Carlos gets his own campaign, which I honestly think it's unlikely. Right. That they would mess with the
canon. You never know, though. They might do DLC.
They might do DLC. If DLC's different, though. DLC's fine, because that's a different area. But I'm talking like the main... Like, Claire and Leon divide those 12 weapons. Well, I don't know if there's 12. I didn't actually count. But there's 12 in Resident Evil 3, the original. And that's a lot of weapons to just have. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot for your first playthrough to manage. Now, some people are going to be listening to me say that and go, well, John, I just want them all.
Give them all to me.
Just give them all to me. Like, I want them all. But you have to understand, like, there's nothing wrong with some unlockables being in the game. Right. If they're unlockables.
Sure.
Like, it's really cool. Like, even like in Resident Evil 2 Remake, when you are Claire and you get that Gatling gun at the end that you only get to use for like a part of the game. Yeah. I didn't mind that. Right. I don't want a Gatling gun in 3, but I think that, of the 12 weapons, the combat knife is going to get cut because it's going to be a defensive weapon. So it's not going to be one of those 12. And then you have 11 weapons. How do you pace them throughout the game?
That would be cool if they did bring back the Gatling gun, though, from 3. Like original.
As an unlockable, yeah. Right, or at some point in the game, you could like use it temporarily. Right. I don't... And when I said I didn't want it, I didn't mean I didn't want to see it. I just meant, like, it's not something I'm excited for. The reason why I am against Nemesis dropping things is because I can't, when I close my eyes, I can't picture how it would work, like with the Resident Evil 2 kind of style. And the other reason why is it's really weird for him to be carrying stuff like that. Right. Like, he's carrying a handgun and shotgun parts to something that you don't use. And he's carrying bullets that he doesn't use. Right. Now in the movie, they gave him a Gatling gun. While we don't want to really... Well, and they gave him a Gatling gun in a couple of the other games, too, didn't they? In
Unfortunately, yeah.
Operation Raccoon City.
Unfortunately.
I wouldn't be against him having it if it was done properly. Like, if it was, like... Because that's scary. All of a sudden, you have all these zombies, and then he's just got a fucking Gatling gun. Like, that's scary. I wouldn't want him to have it a lot. Same thing with the rocket launcher. I feel like the rocket launcher can be used sporadically.
I think it's still... same thing. I think the rocket launcher could be used more sporadically. I think, like, him grabbing you
and tentacle.
That's really creepy. Like him like punching you, like literally when you're walking, and like even just playing RE3 the other day for footage for the last video we did, like, dude, it's crazy. You literally like try to turn and you think you're so much faster, and he gets you every time, dude.
And,
like,
and he's just so scary. He's like on top of you. He's ready.
Yeah.
He's really good at his job.
Yeah.
And
that's his job, to kill fucking STARS members.
I just think it's a little silly that he drops stuff.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me, like, why he would have it.
Right.
Unless they make it so that he just pulls out and fucking caps your ass.
Yeah.
The Desert Eagle.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like Silent Hill 3.
Right.
You're getting shot by nurses.
Well, maybe there's a way we can earn it or something. Throughout each part of the game, maybe there's like a little weapon thing or something. I don't know. Maybe
I'm
they
cool.
could do that, something like that.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to do the merchant. They're not going to do something like that again.
No. We don't want that again.
No.
But, like, I would be cool with them kind of just putting weapon parts in the game, like, that you could find, like, through side quests, kind of like in
right.
Resident
And
Evil
if
2.
you look for them, you
If
get
you look for them.
rewarded.
Yeah.
You get rewarded for trying to find them or do certain side puzzles.
There should be optional
to
areas.
get that.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can go over and do them, kind of like the rocket launcher in 3.
What if, get this, if they did with the live selection we're talking about, or what we said in our leak video about the different, if you do different options, what if you do one live selection piece or one decision over the other, and that gives you access to a particular piece?
Yeah.
And then if you do another one, that gives you the other piece to that weapon.
Or if you're deciding where you go, you get the Magnum or the grenade launcher.
Yeah.
You don't get both. Now, I would rather have the grenade launcher.
Right. I think everybody
of us here. Everybody wants the grenade launcher because that's what it does. The Magnum's cool too, but I don't know. It's just an interesting concept. Like, I do understand where people are. I'm not trying to poo-poo on anyone's parade.
Right.
Like, I understand, like, why people want Nemesis to drop stuff. There's a lot of stuff in Remake 2 that the original game didn't do.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Right.
Like, it worked really
and
well.
And we can't be closed-minded to new
No
things.
closed-minded people.
Right. We can't.
Not here. Not with us.
No.
Not me and you.
No.
There's a lot of naysayers and there's a lot of closed-minded people. Not really even on our channel in particular. A few, but it's not toxic. It's just people really want what they want. But I'm telling you guys, we went into Remake 2 probably the most skeptical of anybody.
Right.
Like, we did. We didn't even make videos about how paranoid we were.
No.
And it completely delivered.
Yeah.
I'm confident.
We kept our mouth shut until we played it, and then we did the podcast on
it.
That's what we did.
While I still have problems with it, they slayed it, dude. Like, they did really good.
And that's why we're still rooting it for this week for Game of the Year.
Yeah, or Game of the Year. Like, to me, it was Game of the Year. Now, I believe you're the same opinion as me, but, like, we're pretty sure Resident Evil 3 has been in development since probably, like, 2 started.
Yeah.
Like, they've been making it. They've been making it together.
Yeah.
It's just it's the smartest way for them, because when they made it, they knew people were going to ask for 3.
Right.
Because people weren't just asking for 2.
And they know you're asking for Code Veronica already, guys, and 3 hasn't even come out yet.
Yeah, they were asking for 2. They were asking for 3. They were asking for Code Veronica.
Yeah.
Some people were even asking for 4, but like they said, it's a long time away.
Sure.
And also, you heard it here first. Somebody did leave a comment in one of our videos asking us what we think about Code Veronica getting remade.
Mm-hmm.
And I promised them that once Resident Evil 3 was, like, kind of wrapped up, like, once we're already, in the aftermath of RE3's release, we will do a podcast about Code Veronica, because it's important to me, and there's a lot to go into that game. But I just wanted to say that now, because I want to make sure that everybody knows it's not that we're ignoring the Code Veronica questions. It's that right now is RE3 time, baby.
Yeah, it's RE3.
And it's all the focus, because I'm confident Capcom's going to do a great job, and all the naysayers out there are going to be hurt.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, I don't guarantee because I'm not a psychic, but I have good reason to believe, I'll say, very good reason to believe it will be announced on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And by Tuesday, I mean in 2 days.
Yes.
And we will be live, so go there.
Yes.
Like, it's important. But next weapon.
Next weapon is the Mine Thrower.
Oh, this is actually, let's save that one for last, because I think that's the most interesting topic.
Right. So we got the M66 rocket launcher, the big ass tube.
The big one, yeah, the one that you had to go out of your way to find.
Yes.
I think they should keep that where it was.
They should, yeah.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about yet?
What's that?
The helicopter battle.
We didn't talk about.
We
didn't
talk about that at all. What do you think about that? Oh, well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Well, no, it's relevant. So the helicopter battle is one of those things. I think, you know what? I think this calls for another video. I think we're going to do an entire video dedicated. I think they would appreciate that. Let's do a whole video dedicated to the live selection and how it could work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh,
Let's skip that for now. I'm sorry, guys, if you're watching this. I promise it'll be out soon.
Right.
The live selection video will be out soon. After you're watching this video, probably after the stream on Tuesday, we'll do something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so the rocket launcher.
I imagine it being in the same spot for that in particular fight, and then of course as an unlockable. But I love the classic fucking big ass rocket launcher.
You can get that in 2, can't you? As an unlockable.
It's a rocket launcher. I don't know if it's the tube one though. Is it the fucking the fucking Arnold Commando rocket launcher?
Well, you shoot it at Mr. X at the end,
right?
Or Tyrant. But can you get that as an actual unlockable? I don't remember.
Because I know with 3...
They all run into each other.
Yeah, with 3, you had to get the facility key scanned and go through that weapons locker, and then if you end up doing the Nikolai ending where you got to fight that bastard on the roof, like, before you go down, so it makes sense for them to still have that, especially if you actually have to take out Nikolai. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with that as well, if they're going to keep that, how he dies, or how he doesn't die. I mean, depending on how they do it. But
yeah, you get the anti-tank rocket is what they call it.
Anti-tank rocket.
That's the one you shoot Nemesis with, which is the
yeah,
big old
that's
4
it.
bitch.
That's it. Yeah.
And then apparently there's a ATM-4.
Okay.
And that is a recoilless rocket launcher. I think that's the unlockable.
That's the unlockable one that I've seen. Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
But, that kind of leads into the grenade launcher, which we also talked about in the other video about, explosive rounds, flame rounds, freeze rounds, acid rounds. And I also put here the difference that we're going to talk about here with this grenade launcher that you see here. Number 1, it's 1 shot per round, guys. It's not like Resident Evil 3 where you can load 20 or 30 or 2 where you can load as many as you want. I put that as a note because I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, we mentioned that.
Yeah, 1 shot. So think of it this way. You might have freeze rounds, but you're going to have to...
And then load them.
And load it as he's coming at you. Obviously, the freeze rounds would slow him down.
Stomping.
But keeping that in mind, the explosive rounds may still get cut. I'm waiting on that side.
Yeah.
That it's going to get cut. So that leaves us with flame rounds, frost rounds.
3.
And what's that?
3, like I call it, the Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity.
Acid, flame, and freeze.
Yes, and or they could throw a curveball and just have explosives. But I think they might do flame.
Maybe they'll just do explosives only.
That would suck.
If they don't put freeze rounds in the game, I don't play it.
Yeah, we don't play it at all.
We don't play it at all.
Yeah,
48-hour stream canceled.
But that's a good point though, because the grenade launcher is different, just like how it was in 2. So it's gonna be harder, man. You gotta hit every shot. You can't just go doof 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 like.
I would be cool if they just used the same launcher. I like the launcher in 2.
Yeah, no, I like that launcher.
Just have the same one, but then the same part. Just find it somewhere different.
Because in 3, she shoots it. It's like
she cuts it. She breaks it in half, just like Claire does.
Right.
In 2, it's like she shoots it, breaks it in half, loads it,
right,
closes it, which is what she does in Resident Evil. Actually, Code Veronica. Well, Code Veronica's grenade launcher is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah,
but except it sucks.
Yeah,
maybe we'll see the return of BOW rounds.
Oh no! Please no.
That cut HP by percentage instead of actual.
Yeah,
damage.
Right. Yeah, it does nothing.
You know that's what it does, right?
Oh yeah, I think you told me about
that. It does
that.
damage based on a percentage of their health remaining.
It's fucking stupid.
The most effective way to use that is to shoot it once and then not shoot it again. You're supposed to shoot it, hit the tyrant on the plane, and then put it away because it cuts his HP in half.
Right.
Or a quarter, or whatever it is. I don't remember.
But yeah, I mean, how they do that is,
most important weapon.
Right.
Right?
I would say so, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I would say that grenade launcher is definitely. That's it for the list of weapons.
Oh. But the other thing
besides the mine thrower.
Yeah, besides the mine thrower. But the thing is, too, is I want the grenade launcher early. I don't want to get it at 3/4 of the way through.
That's why I think having it in the STAR's office where she can get it is essential.
Because then it's not there for Claire. It makes sense.
Right.
There's a machine gun and a grenade launcher. Although it will be weird if she doesn't have a machine gun there. Because then, too, it is there.
Right.
So who knows what they're going
to do.
Maybe she doesn't go in there.
I mean, this is a whole other fucking video, but where does it fall? Where are they going to put this in the timeline? You know what I mean? Like, is it still going to be like really before RE2, or is it going to be like?
Well, that's another whole discussion we have to have,
right?
Because I was actually thinking about that earlier, and what if Resident Evil 3, instead of taking place between it, what if she doesn't go unconscious? What if she doesn't get infected like she does in the original?
Right.
She gets infected maybe in a different way,
right?
And maybe she makes the cure. What if Carlos doesn't, help you out a lot? What if Carlos is his own guy, but like they're working together to try to figure out escape? What if Carlos is trying to stop, the UBCS, or, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
There's so many different ways they can do the story. We're not going to sit here and talk about that right now,
right? Because
there's so much to talk about. I think that warrants a video as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, we just come up with ideas.
It's one of those things, like, there's so many different things they can do.
Right.
And it's exciting.
Yeah, no, it is.
Because what if Resident Evil 3 takes place during the same time as Resident Evil 2 this time around?
Right.
What if,
the thick of it all, like Jill's up on the city and they're all down below.
What if Jill actually talks to Marvin in this game?
Yeah.
But
we
then
can see
what
some
I mean?
crazy shit, man.
Yeah, there's so many. What if Jill runs into Ada in the trench coat and is like, "Who are you?" And Ada's just like, "I'm the bitch in the red dress."
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what if Jill talks to Kendo? What if Jill calls Barry? What if Jill reads Chris's letter that he left in the locker room?
Right.
And she's like,
because she goes to help him.
Yeah, she knows he's there.
Right.
Will we see something for Rebecca? There's so many options.
There's so much, dude. There's so much.
Will we still see Daria? Will we still see the people that die randomly?
Right.
Will we see the city actually fall to its knees? Like, are we going to get an earlier rendition of the story?
Yeah.
Where Jill's not flipping out of an exploding house. What if we start in her bedroom?
Right.
Like a Last of Us type deal.
Yeah.
Where you can pick up like the birthday card and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many different things.
And all of a sudden you hear people in the hallway screaming and yelling and fucking just like explosions happen.
I don't want to use the pun 0 hour, but what if it's like D-Day?
Right.
Like we're literally Jill's watching TV, talking on the phone to Chris or something, or like reading a letter that Chris wrote her, and then it just goes crazy.
Flick of a switch.
What if it starts with her writing her diary? September 28th.
That'd be so good, dude.
Dude, there's so many
that'd be
things
so good
that we can like.
Jesus.
We don't know what we're gonna get.
That's why I like the fact that the mystery is in the air right now. This is where we can speculate and have theories about this stuff.
Yeah.
This is the best time. Well, that brings us to the mine thrower. So we saved the best for last.
The mine thrower is the most interesting for me because I think it definitely has the potential to be one of those weapons that, like, if the mine thrower works kind of like you shoot it. Doesn't Resident Evil 4 have a mine thrower?
It does.
Where you shoot it and then it's there on the ground, and if they run over it, it blows up.
It just beeps.
It beeps, right? There's like a certain amount of time. If the mine thrower is like that, like Resident Evil 4, it could be like one of the most speedrunner friendly weapons in the game.
Well, that's how in 3 it's similar like that too, where it won't beep, but you just shoot it and then it explodes. But sometimes when you shoot at a Nemesis and he runs at you, it can fuck you up and blow you back and do more damage. So you got to be careful. Right. Yeah. So it's like a sticky grenade gun. And,
it's like a Halo 2.
Yeah, and you find it in the clock tower, so this can be an item where they can either have it cut from the game where you just pick it up and make it unlockable. I hope they don't cut it, because I actually really fuck with the mine thrower. Actually... You do get darts, too. Mine thrower darts. Only in, like, a couple areas, though. Only for in the clock tower and the dead factory, you get, like, a couple pickups of mine thrower stuff.
I actually am on the side. I'm
also only in hard mode, too. Only in hard mode is the mine thrower.
Yeah, hardcore only.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think it has to be only hardcore mode for the remake.
Because that's how it was for 3, but I mean, hey, thinking...
I would say cut it from the game and put it as an unlockable. I think that's fair.
I can see that too. I can see them do that.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to mess around with that afterwards. Like,
right. Yeah.
Like, like you're looking up a stairwell and you just like snipe a zombie in the head with it, and it's like you just hear beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, well, that would be cool for that to explode other enemies around it. So if you have like a crowd of zombies,
unlike the flashbangs. Unlike the flashbangs when you shove it in the licker's mouth.
And they don't like if a flashbang, sorry, fix this Capcom, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But if a flashbang goes off and it's near other enemies, just because it was shoved in one enemy's face, It should attach to the other enemies around it.
Do something.
Because that's a little frustrating.
And I feel like the only
Just a little bit.
reason that happened was because I'm thinking it as a programmer, when you put it in their mouth, it rewrites the code of the flash the flash grenade to not be an area of effect, but to do something particular to that enemy.
Right.
And I think that's why it doesn't affect what's around it.
Right. Yeah.
Because they didn't want to have two things going on.
Yeah.
But it's bullshit.
Right.
And they shouldn't have. I honestly 100% believe that it was a mistake, not intentional. I think they just overlooked that.
Yeah. Right. I could see that
because it doesn't feel right.
Right. And I mean, as far as all the weapons, we did cover everything. We're gonna have some honorable mentions. We obviously have the reloading tool. That, I mean,
it's probably going to get cut.
It's probably going to get cut because Leon
just combined it.
Leon just combines it, and in RE7 you just combined it, so it's like we have 2 games back to back that are using gunpowder and not using a reloading tool. So that's probably gone.
Which is not, it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. And plus, if anything, it's an extra thing you got to carry.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I always looked at it. Enhanced ammo is going to come back.
It was in 2.
It's in 2.
Yeah.
So we assume that. And the last but not least, defensive weapons.
Yeah.
So,
before defensive weapons, though, just to kind of throw another topic in here.
Sure.
Do you think that there's a possibility they'll cut a lot of the special weapons and then just add different types of grenade rounds? Like, what would you think about them cutting, like, the mine thrower and cutting the, machine gun and just having a handgun, a shotgun, defensive weapons, and a grenade launcher with freeze,
I wouldn't
acid,
mind that.
Explosive,
I wouldn't mind.
flame,
If anything, it would just make it more intense and
shock,
anxiety ridden too. Like a shock grenade.
Yeah, could you imagine if they took those from? Because I actually really like them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, could you imagine if they took them and they were like, because it's going to be raining.
Oh yeah.
The sound of falling rain.
Yeah.
It's going to be raining.
Yeah.
And that's going to be cool. You shoot like the electric bullet, and it's just like it's like a thunderclap goes off. Everybody's just like shocked.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't actually think that's going to happen.
No.
What do you think if they did do that? Like, hypothetically speaking.
I wouldn't mind it, man. I mean, to be honest with you, Resident Evil 3 is a very high anxiety, high panic game, and to take some of that arsenal away and really put Jill in a state of like, I'm escaping, I'm using anything that I can just to get through this without being, spoon-fed some weapons here and there, especially ammo drops from Nemesis, it's just going to make it harder. It's going to be harder. Yeah. And I don't think fans would really complain about that because RE3...
No. I don't know, bud, because remember all the whining that was going on?
Oh, about Mr. X?
About Mr. X?
And the hardcore?
Why is he always on me? Why is he... I can't...
Maybe you shouldn't play a horror game and people won't chase you.
Or play hardcore.
You mean normal?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, or maybe you shouldn't play hardcore.
Oh, okay.
We had somebody in the comments just in a video we posted a couple days ago that said they're really excited for our coverage of RE3.
Right.
And they were going to go back and play Leon and Claire on hardcore mode because they haven't yet.
Oh.
And I think it's really worth it because it's not that hard. I mean, it is hard for...
First time around,
it was pretty hard. But, like, I play on hardcore or normal now whenever I go through it, and it's not that bad.
Right. Yeah, as you kind of learn the game and you learn everything, you'll learn it, and it's not terrible. And hopefully people, when they approach the game, they might be a little weary because now you're dealing with Nemesis on hardcore, but be up for the challenge, you know what I mean? I mean, if you're not going to beat this game, you're not going to beat this game in 3 hours the first time around. You're just not going to, not on hardcore. And
or if you do, it's because of your RE2 remake experience. I think going into this game might be a little easier for us this time around.
Depends though, man.
But it also depends because like
we don't know what we're walking into.
Mr. X doesn't grab you in the original game. And
yeah,
then in
he's
remake,
literally
gonna
fucking throw you.
But Resident Evil 3 Nemesis grabs you constantly. Like he is always grabbing you or running around in a circle, an unstoppable infinite circle.
Right, yeah.
Like just you ever see that GIF?
Yeah.
Where he's just running around.
Yeah.
Jill? Like he's grabbing you, he's throwing you.
Right.
I hope he drags you.
Yeah.
I hope he like whips you with the tentacle and like trips you.
Yeah.
So he like gets gains on you. Like there's so much they can do with him.
You can cut it with a knife or something.
Yeah, maybe you can cut it with a defensive weapon. You can go.
Right, I was going to say. And defensive weapons, since we're on this topic, smoke grenades would be we talked about this already, but smoke grenades would be perfect too.
The stun gun looks like it's going to be in the game.
Stun gun would be great.
I swear it's stun gun.
We know they'll probably bring back flashbangs.
I'm sure.
Yeah, just to stun Nemi or stun a liquor or whatever, or brain sucker, whatever the case may be.
I hope the flashbangs don't work on Nemesis. I hope the smoke grenades are, if they do put the smoke grenades
are the ones that do work on
Nemesis, because he's got the rocket launcher and he's just like, I can't see you. But I hope he's like really intelligent and he like covers his eyes like Mr. X does.
Yeah.
Like that would be really cool.
You're right.
The knife is a return, obviously.
Right.
What do you think about hand grenades? Do you think they'll make a return? I mean, Mikhail has them.
I would like hand grenades because of the excessive piles of zombies.
Yeah.
And we also talked about explosive barrels and drums. I wouldn't be opposed to barrels and drums being set up in some corners.
They should be there.
And hand grenades here and there. Right. Even if it's few and far between, because we know that some of this stuff will be there, but it's going to be very harder to find, or there's not going to be a big quantity of them. So there's that,
For sure. Yeah, I'm excited, dude.
Yeah.
And I think, let us know what you think in the comments below.
Yeah, let us know your favorite weapons in RE3. Let us know what you want to see return, get cut, or something new.
Yeah, or something new. I mean, there was new weapons in RE2 Remake.
Yeah.
Well, not really many new weapons, but there was a couple.
Right.
And let us know what you think. Let us know, do you want to see the freeze rounds come back? Right. I would love for everybody who watches this video to just comment below. Part of your comment has to say, #bring back the freeze.
Bring back the freeze. We know you listen to
bring back
freeze.
Bring back the freeze.
We know you listen this far.
For sure, because everybody's excited.
Yes,
and like I want the freeze. I think they're the most important part.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Or frost rounds. I'm okay. I know they're freeze rounds. We like to say frost.
Yeah.
Frost is just an easier word to say than freeze. But frost rounds, they would be so dope, dude.
Yeah,
like.
Bring them back. Bring back the freeze
Capcom.
rounds.
Like I hope they do. And if we do get a trailer on Tuesday, and we do get some gameplay, I hope the first thing we see is her make Nemi eat one. Like her face is just icy. And we'll talk more about freeze rounds, I'm sure, in the coming days. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Any last words?
This whole week I've been pinching myself because it's just been like it's been happening so quick. It does feel like I'm still dreaming. But if you guys are excited, don't forget to drop a like and click that subscribe button and comment and join the RE community, join the LTRE community, and just thank you for all the support for everything.
Absolutely.
And stay tuned for more RE3 videos.
Until next time.